Sustainable activism trends for long-term change in an era where global challenges demand urgent solutions. Sustainable activism has emerged as a powerful force reshaping the landscape of social change. This approach emphasizes long-term impact over fleeting momentum, ensuring that movements remain resilient and effective. The rise of digital platforms has transformed how activists organize, collaborate, and amplify their voices. Yet, true sustainability requires more than online engagement. It demands strategic depth, community involvement, and measurable outcomes. The evolution of grassroots movements. Grassroots activism is experiencing a renaissance, driven by a new generation eager to challenge systemic inequities. These movements are characterized by decentralized leadership and localized strategies, fostering deeper community connections. Digital tools have empowered grassroots organizers to reach wider audiences without relying solely on traditional media. Social media campaigns, virtual town halls, and encrypted messaging apps enable real-time coordination across borders. However, reliance on technology also presents risks. Cyberattacks, algorithmic bias, and misinformation can undermine efforts if not carefully managed. Successful movements balance innovation with digital literacy training for participants. Data-driven decision-making. Modern activists use analytics to track campaign performance, identify target demographics, and measure impact effectively. Cross-movement collaboration. Climate justice groups now partner with racial equity advocates, creating synergies that strengthen collective bargaining power. Community-led initiatives demonstrate the effectiveness of bottom-up approaches. From urban food cooperatives to neighborhood safety councils, these programs prioritize local knowledge while addressing universal issues. Educational components within grassroots work ensure lasting change. Workshops on civic engagement, financial literacy, and legal rights equip communities to advocate independently beyond any single campaign. Leveraging technology for impact. Technology continues to reshape activism, offering both opportunities and challenges. When used strategically, it can democratize access to information and mobilize support at unprecedented scales. Artificial intelligence tools now help analyze protest patterns, predict police responses, and optimize resource allocation during demonstrations. However, ethical concerns around data privacy and surveillance require careful navigation. The role of decentralized platforms. Decentralized technologies like blockchain and peer-to-peer networks offer new avenues for secure communication and transparent funding mechanisms. In Brazil, activist collectives use cryptocurrency to fund local projects without intermediaries. These systems reduce vulnerability to censorship and corporate control but require technical education for widespread adoption. Digital literacy programs paired with open-source software distribution address this gap. A recent study found that movements using decentralized platforms experienced 40% fewer disruptions from external interference compared to those relying on centralized services. This shift towards technological sovereignty empowers marginalized communities, often excluded from mainstream tech ecosystems. It enables direct participation rather than dependence on third-party platforms. Bridging online and offline action. The most successful activism today integrates digital outreach with tangible, physical actions. Virtual awareness campaigns translate into real-world policy changes through coordinated lobbying efforts. Hybrid models allow activists to maintain momentum between protests while building institutional influence. Online petitions gather signatures that then fuel legislative proposals and public hearings. Augmented reality experiences are being used creatively. Protesters project holographic signs onto city buildings, combining artistic expression with political messaging in novel ways. Virtual reality simulations let policymakers experience life under different socioeconomic conditions, fostering empathy and informed decision-making among legislators. Such integrations create multi-layered advocacy that reaches diverse stakeholders simultaneously. They make abstract issues more relatable and actionable for broader audiences. Fostering intersectional approaches. Modern activism increasingly recognizes the interconnected nature of social struggles. Environmental justice cannot exist without racial equality. Gender parity depends on economic security and bodily autonomy. Movements embracing intersectionality build coalitions across causes, recognizing shared oppressions and common goals. This holistic perspective strengthens resistance against fragmented, siloed approaches. Intersectional frameworks guide policy recommendations to avoid unintended consequences. A climate bill must consider displacement risks for low-income communities before implementation. Educational curricula incorporating intersectional theory prepare future leaders to navigate complex societal dynamics. Universities worldwide are integrating these principles into sociology and political science programs. Youth organizations play a vital role in promoting intersectional thinking. Their digital native perspectives naturally bridge disparate issues through social media platforms and online forums. The rise of youth-led initiatives. Young people are driving contemporary activism with innovative tactics and unyielding determination. School strikes, viral TikTok campaigns, and youth advisory boards exemplify this generational shift. Gen Z's familiarity with digital culture allows them to bypass traditional gatekeepers. Hashtag activism and meme-based fundraising have become standard tools in modern movement building. Adult allies must recognize the legitimacy of youth leadership while providing mentorship and resources. Partnerships between young innovators and seasoned organizers create dynamic, intergenerational collaborations. Legislative bodies are beginning to respond to youthful pressure. Several countries now include youth representatives in environmental policymaking committees and human rights oversight panels. Education systems face increasing calls to incorporate civics training that reflects current realities. Curriculums emphasizing critical thinking and participatory democracy empower students to engage meaningfully with society. Building sustainable funding models. Traditional donation structures are being challenged by innovative financing methods that prioritize transparency and accessibility. Crowdfunding, mutual aid networks, and patronage systems redefine what it means to support social change. Blockchain-based microdonations allow individuals to contribute small amounts frequently, creating steady revenue streams for grassroots organizations. Smart contracts automate disbursement according to pre-agreed terms. Corporate partnerships remain controversial due to potential conflicts of interest. Ethical guidelines now emphasize clear boundaries between sponsors and activist agendas. Peer-to-peer lending platforms connect supporters directly with frontline workers, reducing administrative overheads. This model particularly benefits under-resourced communities facing immediate crises. Donor-advised funds are evolving to better serve activist needs, allowing larger contributions to be distributed flexibly based on emerging priorities within movements. Creating resilient leadership structures. Effective activism relies on adaptable leadership models that prevent burnout and promote inclusivity. Rotating roles, consensus-based decision-making, and skill-sharing circles foster resilience. Leadership development programs train members in conflict resolution, negotiation techniques, and strategic planning. These skills ensure continuity even when key figures step down or face repression. Distributed leadership avoids centralizing authority in a few individuals, reducing vulnerabilities associated with targeted attacks or internal disputes. Decision-making becomes a collective process involving many voices. Succession planning ensures smooth transitions between generations of activists. Mentorship programs pair experienced leaders with newcomers seeking guidance and direction. Psychological support systems protect mental health amidst high-stress environments. Regular check-ins and trauma-informed practices create safer spaces for sustained engagement. Measuring and adapting strategies. Evaluating impact is crucial for maintaining relevance and effectiveness. Quantifiable metrics combined with qualitative feedback inform necessary adjustments in strategy and execution. Surveys, interviews, and participant observation provide rich data about program efficacy. Real-time monitoring helps detect early warning signs of declining engagement or shifting priorities. Data visualization tools transform raw numbers into understandable narratives. Interactive dashboards show progress toward goals while highlighting areas needing improvement. Predictive modeling assists in anticipating challenges before they escalate. Scenario analysis prepares teams to respond swiftly to unexpected developments. Continuous learning cultures encourage experimentation without fear of failure. Pilot programs test new ideas safely before full-scale implementation. Global solidarity networks' transnational cooperation amplifies individual efforts, creating waves of change that transcend national boundaries. Shared struggles unite people across continents despite cultural differences. International solidarity campaigns leverage time zone advantages to sustain momentum continuously. 24/7 live feeds keep global attention focused on pressing issues around the clock. Translation technologies break language barriers, enabling cross-border dialogue and mutual understanding. Multilingual content increases accessibility for non-English speaking populations. Diplomatic channels are complemented by grassroots exchanges, where activists visit each other's countries to learn from first-hand experiences and forge stronger bonds. Regional hubs coordinate international efforts, streamlining logistics while respecting local contexts. These centers serve as resource pools and meeting points for global partners. Conclusion: sustainable activism thrives when rooted in community empowerment, technological savvy, and inclusive leadership. By adopting these trends, movements can achieve enduring impact that outlasts temporary outrage. The path forward requires continuous adaptation, bold vision, and unwavering commitment to justice. As we embrace these transformative trends, we pave the way for meaningful, lasting change in our world.